This trading strategy has an accuracy rate of around 85 and sometimes 90% if done properly. All that you need to do is to follow all the concepts that I am going to teach you in this particular video. Welcome back to Bunnex Investment Group, and we are going to learn something new today. And this is basically going to extend from one of the videos that I shared some time ago, which basically uses the shift candle, or basically entering after a shift candle has been issued. So we first need to define all the stuff that we are going to use, and the first thing is the H4 time frame. We are not going to require any indicator for this particular trading strategy, and I'm sure this is going to be music to the ears of those who do not like to see indicators on the charts. After having your charts on H4 time frame, the next is to find the shift candle, and after finding that shift candle, you now execute only at supply or demand zone. For the purposes of those who do not understand what a shift is, we actually said the shift is a candle that engulfs the previous candle. In this particular instance, we have 1 and we have 2. These two candles are actually signifying a potential downtrend in the near future. So this high is right at this particular point, and we can see that it has engulfed the high of this particular previous candle, and then we can see that the next candle actually was a bearish candle. Moving forward, we can see again here we had this candle, and this next candle had its low below the low of this previous candle, and it actually closed right above the wall candle. We are not interested in closing right above the wall candle. We are only interested in closing right above, in this case, above the opening price of this particular candle. So this is a shift candle, and this is also a shift candle. In some other context, it is actually called an engulfing bar play. And in this particular case, we can see another shift candle where we had this candle actually engulfing the high of this candle above the high of this previous candle, and then closing right here. So where we are interested to take our trades will be the following candle, which is this particular candlestick. And in this particular candlestick, that is where I've said we will be looking for support and resistances, as I'll show you shortly. Another example of a shift candle is this one. We can see its low right below this one and closing right above the opening price of the previous candle, meaning our entry was going to be on this particular candle, which will shift down to lower time frames. So in this particular instance, I've marked these two so that we can use them as our examples. This is also another shift candle where we can see the high is right above, and it is closed right below the closing price of this previous candle. So we want to take action on this particular candlestick. So let's go to the lower time frame. After you have seen a shift candle on the H4, the next step is to go on the lower time frame, and preferably it will be an M15 time frame. On that lower time frame, what we want to see is basically a retest of the last low or last high that has been issued within or inside the shift candle. So in this particular case, this is now on the M15 time frame, and we can see that when the market was actually creating the shift candle that we've seen, we are interested in sales, and our entry, this was the closure of the H4 time candlestick and the opening of another H4 candlestick. So where we are interested in is to enter at retest of this particular zone, which is basically a support that turned resistance. A pullback to that actually gave us this beautiful shift to the downside. It's a shift within a shift, as this one has actually engulfed this particular candle, and we can see the market going to the downside basically like that. Let's see another candle. This was now a buy a buy opportunity that was issued. In this particular case, we can see where is our support that turned resistance or resistance that turned support. This is support, or this is a resistance that turned support. We can see this line marking the end of the previous H4 candle and marking the start of the next H4 candle. We can see the market actually went right through and then retested this particular zone. And we can see the market went to the upside basically like that. So this is how you'll be trading the H4 shift candle strategy, where you will be looking for an H4 shift candle and then going down to the M15 time frame to look for a support that turned resistance or resistance that turned support. Be sure to be part of our free Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And on that note, see you in the next one.